Everyone, it's Kiri here for Hey Little Magpie, and I have a brand new layout using the very lovely Pretty Little Studio You Are My Sunshine collection, and I am also using some elements from the Hey Little Magpie March embellishment kit. So I've got a couple of these photos are actually from last year, but when I saw the colours in the papers, I just knew I needed to scrap them because I love the combination of the yellow and the sort of aqua tealy blue colours together. So, and there was quite a few in the collection in the 6x6 paper pad that I had. So I have pulled out a selection of papers in the yellows and the teals and the pale sort of blues. And then I have this 12 by 12 paper. It's called Out of the Blue. And I am just using that to mount my two photos on. And I will, of course, distress the edges, as I always do. I think I rarely would have a sort of straight, non-distressed edge on my layout, to be completely honest. Who knows, that might change at some point, but I certainly do love the sort of added texture that you get from the distressing. What I'm going to do is I am now just cutting off strips of the different colours. So I'm just picking out some of them. Some of the papers have got a number of different patterns on them, and I'm just picking out some of those there. So I want a balance of patterns, but I also want some plainer pattern papers. So here we go. I've got them running across the layout, and then I've pulled out some of the borders. It's from the snow cone die cut border set that coordinates with the collection, and I've got the yellows and the teals and the blues, but I don't end up using the deeper teals in the end. I do stick to just the yellows and the softer sort of aqua blue color. That was me just taking a quick photo with my other phone, so I remember where everything is in order. So I'm going to distress all of the edges, and then I'm going to get everything stuck down. Now, what I've done here is I have actually added some stitching detail as well. So I've stitched along all of the borders there, and I've added some stitching to the strips of pattern paper as well. Now I've got a couple of the tags here, and they are from the Out of the Blue tag die cut set as well. So I've got the blue and the yellow. Now my idea was I was going to add my journaling on the yellow tag. So my photo, I've just added foam pads around the sort of edges and then along the bottom so that I can tuck the tag in. But I actually changed my mind about that later on, so it didn't really matter. It's fine. I've just stuck the tag in now as normal. But I ended up, adding my journaling at the bottom. So just getting that stuck down now, and then I've got my tag. I've popped one in already, completely forgotten, but I will add something into the top of the tag because you cannot have a naked tag. I will add some ribbon to that later. So so I've got my two photos down, and then I can start to add some of the lovely embellishments that coordinate in the collection. So I've got a couple of different packs. I've got the fruit salad die cuts, which has lots of florals in it, and then I've also got the butterfly wings die cuts. And I'm using elements from those. So I'm just, and again, I'm sticking to the same tones. So I'm sticking to the yellows and the pale blues. And then obviously there's some white daisies. So I'm just really working with those. I'm having a play just where everything's sat. So I'm happy with that. That's usually my starting point. Once I'm happy with how everything looks, I can go back and get it all stuck down, which is obviously what I'm starting to do now. And I am raising some pieces up on foam pads. Now my larger square photo, it's obviously raised all the way around. Normally I would stick my photos flat at the bottom and raised at the top, but because I thought I was going to have the tag in there for the journaling, I've added foam pads all the way around, which would have made it slightly easier to sort of stick the flowers and that on around the bottom there because the photo would have been flat. So that's why I've added some foam pads to those as well. Okay, so moving over to the cluster over to the left, again, just adding, just sticking those down. And again, you'll note I am just sticking them in the center because I do raise up the petal edges. And likewise with the butterflies, I'm just sticking them down the center. Okay, so yellow tag, I've pulled out, this is the Hey Little Magpie embellishment kit. It was the March one, and in there was this pretty yellow gingham ribbon, which obviously goes perfect. So I'm just adding that to the yellow tag. And then blue tag. I will add something to that later, but I do make a change to it. Okay, butterfly going up the top there. And right, oh, here's a couple of other pieces from the embellishment kit as well. So I've got the yellow puffy fabric heart. I'm sticking that down with some glue dots, and then I've got this yellow flower as well. It's almost in a sort of a knitty sort of, I guess, feel to it. So just again adds a different texture to the layout. And then here are some of the printables that come in the embellishment kit. They're obviously journaling spots, but I'm just going to use them as a little extra layer detail. So I'm just adding some of the narrow ones. Just making a decision where they're going. Yeah, just adding some of the narrower ones, just tucking them in along the edges there of my pattern paper strips. So yeah, so even though they're journaling strips, you don't always have to use them for journaling. So yeah, they can just be an added layer or detail on your layout. Okay, now you can see I've now added, there we go, the black and white ribbon. So I changed that. I decided that the black again was just too much because I wasn't going to end up adding black anywhere else. So, I mean, I could have added black in the title, I guess, and, but I didn't. So I do change that and I just add some thread in the sort of aqua teal colour around that top tag. So I have pulled out the sequins from the embellishment kit and I'm just adding those around. And I won't bore you with because it takes a little while getting them all stuck down. And then I have the Hey Little Magpie enamel dots. These are the ones called Slice of Fun, and I just got these ones because they coordinated with the collection. So, and I do like an enamel dot, so I'm just getting a few of those tucked in. Really, just sticking with the yellow in this from the set. So here we go, fiddling around as per usual. Can't quite decide where everything's going to go, but here we go. I think I'm almost done. And then I'm pulling in one of the fabulous Doodlebug Alphabet Soup alphas. And I do love these because they come in so many colours. They're a smaller size, which works really well on a layout. So I've got this is the one called Swimming Pool, the colour. And my title is going to be Sunshine and Good Times. And the sunshine is cut from the Sandcastle Cut Apart sheet that's part of the Pretty Little Studio You Are My Sunshine collection. So, and I'm just going to raise that up. I've just distressed the edges and I'm going to raise that up on foam pads. And yeah, so that's my title. And then my journaling is going to go just below the Sunshine and Good Times. So yeah. So what? Oh, that's right. Completely forgot. I use these are fab. They're so handy if you really can't be bothered with a bit of stitching. I mean, I do love a little bit of hand stitching anyway. However, these are the Sunny Stitches clear stickers that coordinate with the You Are My Sunshine collection, and I'm just going to use the yellow. I started to look at the black because I still had that black ribbon, but I decided just to keep to the softer tones, and I'm just adding a bit of the yellow cross stitch pieces. I'm just cutting it up into smaller pieces and I'm just going to add it. You can see I cannot quite make up my mind here. A lot of faffing around, to be honest, so apologies for that. I do get there in the end. So yeah, I'm just adding another pieces along the top and on the bottom, and then I'm pretty much done. So yeah, I love the colours in this collection. Do pop over to the website and have a look. It's Pretty Little Studio You Are My Sunshine collection. And here is the final layout. There we go. And you'll see I've changed that tag at the top. The black and white ribbon has gone. And here are some of the close-up details. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.